Hey, what's up, guys? It's Mo, hanging out with Joe.
Hey,
We all know him from End of Beginning and so much more, Basic Being Basic. And he's performing a sold out show tonight at the Van Buren. Thank you so much for taking some time with me, my friend.
thank you so much for having me. Happy to be here. Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you. Now, I understand you played Coachella last night and last weekend. How has that been for you?
it's good. Last night was like really windy and dusty,
Yeah.
so there was dust flying in the air, and it was fun though. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was a good experience.
that's good. I guess it's better than having like sun directly in your eyes too while you're performing.
Yeah, I prefer the wind to the heat, I think. Yeah.
It was your first time performing there, am I correct?
Yeah, it was. I had been just as I'd gone to see the festival for a day when I lived in California, and but playing it's a whole different thing. It's like it's pretty intense, I'd say, but fun. Yeah.
Did you discover any new bands while you're out there, or anyone that surprised you that you saw for the first time?
Saw the Maria's show both times,
So
amazing.
good.
Parcels both times, amazing.
Love.
Lady Gaga, come on.
That's one person
I
I've
mean, I
not
knew
seen
about.
yet.
Oh, she's insanely good. It was fun.
Nice.
This band Speed, I saw a little bit of. They
Oh,
were
I've been
cool.
hearing a lot about them. They did a giant mosh pit like
Yeah,
last week and
that was
probably last night too.
yeah, it was cool.
Nice,
It was all
very cool.
sorts. Yeah, it was great.
Well, I want to congratulate you on the release of your album, The
Hey,
Crux.
thank you.
Very good. How's it been having it out now, having people listen to it? What's the reception been
You
like?
know, it's like so nice that it's out, and you spend so long working on it, and then it's done, and then you wait. So it's nice that it's all finally out. We can, play these songs and then hopefully make more music.
Has there been a song that you've been enjoying playing live now that you've been doing it for a while?
Yeah, there's a couple. Love playing the song Potion live. That's been fun.
It's one of our favorites for sure.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it's great. I want to get into that one later, but keep going.
Sure. Really been enjoying playing Fly. But kind of changed. It's been changing as we've been doing it. Some nights you're like, I feel like we really got that. Other, you don't hit it out of the park every time. So it's the pursuit. It's fun.
I got it. Yeah,
Oh,
you just keep getting better and better every time
yeah.
you play,
That's
right?
what you hope. Yeah.
I love it. The Crux has to probably be like one of the most maybe emotional albums that you probably have put out, at least from what I've gathered. And it also takes you on this really cool like musical journey through your past, in a sense. Did you kind of intend for it to flow into each other the way that it does? It almost feels like a musical from front to back.
That's cool. It wasn't maybe my intention, but I definitely draw inspiration from artists who are like that. I feel like Supertramp is a great example of
Oh,
like
great
it's kind of
example.
like a musicality to their, yeah, it's like a play or something like that
Yeah.
sort of. So I really love bands like that, and I feel like we were inspired by that. And then also, I guess it wasn't like a direct influence, but just the studio, working in a studio environment, and but it's not like I set out and said this is song one, this is song two, this is song three. We really picked all these songs from different things, and kind of as you sort of start to put them together, kind of like natural cohesion also happens that it wasn't intended, that I can't take too much credit for.
Well, it sounds great.
Thanks.
So I'm glad that you played a hand in that,
Thank
obviously.
you.
Um, I am curious though, because this album is so personal, were there songs that you purposely held back because you're like, oh, I'm not ready for people to know about this yet?
No, not really. No, it was all
Okay.
sort of just like, here you go. It is personal, but I think that it's kind of like the goal is to be as like personal as possible, and um, hopefully in kind of revealing yourself, it helps other people kind of like see themselves within the song. I think that's what I like about music.
Yeah, same.
So,
I felt that too. It kind of listening to some of the lyrics that you had written takes me back to like just past relationships that I've had, and I was like, okay, well, this makes sense as to why it didn't work and things like
mm,
that.
yeah.
So yeah, I
No,
think it
that's
was
cool.
really relatable in
Oh,
that sense because I think everybody goes through grief in a sense when you're with a breakup or anything like that. So you definitely really captured those moments
oh,
for sure.
thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I am curious though too. Are you more of like a voice memo kind of writer when it comes to song, or are you like pen to paper kind of writer?
Both, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, really both. Like they have that piano in there.
Yeah.
Messing around, record some stuff, and then getting like a big backlog of stuff going so that when you are to work on something, you're like, oh, what's this idea? Oh, yeah, I remember this idea. Okay, let's. Um, and then I guess like pen to paper doesn't really happen until like I feel like I have the format or like at least the structure of something down, like the melody and the the shape of the song. I feel like things can change once you know what the song is about. Obviously, that like really has a influence on just like the sound of the whole thing. But I do think that for me, at least, the musical part of things is always like kind of where I start and where the inspiration comes from.
Earlier, we were talking about Potion
Yeah.
and Fly, two of my favorite songs right now
Oh,
on the
thanks.
album. Been listening to those a lot. I'm curious, what was conception for? You can tell me either one of them or both of them.
Sure. I remember Fly is a song that I was living in Canada and working in Canada and playing guitar and uh, yeah, kind of like was interested in open tuning and just messing around with this guitar. It was like the first time I had kind of had an acoustic guitar with me for a long time, so I was getting back into that. And I guess kind of the same with Potion, although Potion was like I basically had, I think I'll have to go back and look. I can't remember how much of that song that I had, but it was like a day or 2 day period in the studio where we just kind of knocked that whole one out. Just Adam and Wes are usually with me at the studio, and for whatever reason there was a conflict or something. So there's a definite difference between the drum take on that song and like some of the other drums and the rest of the record that sound a little more tight and pro. Yeah.
I love it. Is there a deluxe album planned? I know it's still early because we just got this one.
Yeah.
Do you plan for a deluxe?
It'd be fun if it worked out. We'll see. I mean, there's a bunch of material that wasn't included, so I am happy the way that the album turned out the way that it did, but it'd be fun, I think, to maybe share some more stuff. I don't know how much, though.
I also love the creative direction that you did for the Crux because you also
Thanks.
worked with Neil Krug. You had Jake and Taylor in there as well. What were some of the things that stimulated the direction of the album creatively and the visualizers for it?
I wanted to do something about travel, sort of, and many people, and New York, and something more maximalist, just because, like, the first album cover is very simple, just because it was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. The second one was it was the concept. I love it. I'm very proud of that, the album cover for Decide, but it's in a vacuum, so it exists in this kind of like, nowhere. And so I really kind of wanted to do something that was like paid also an homage to records from the past that kind of had these like expansive covers that you could kind of pick apart and dig into.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that was kind of the kernel, and we went through a couple of different iterations until we kind of landed on this like hotel street scene sort of thing. And then the visualizers really were just when we were planning this album shoot, the cover shoot, it was basically one day. We did all of this stuff in one day. And we were just filming so much stuff and doing all these different setups, all these different, we had all of these different ideas running and gunning around this studio that we were doing it in. It's kind of nice because we also shot it on like a back lot of a studio, the Paramount lot. And so, I moved from California to New York. And so there's also kind of like a fun musicalness of like, it's a set, but it's real, but it's New York, but we're in California. There's a little bit of that, which I like too.
Yeah, it does have that vibe to it, that feel.
Yeah. And like the behind the scenes stuff is all kind of like, it's real life, but you're on a set, or these actors, like who are these people? Which I like. It's kind of blurred a little.
Yeah. I think the album cover, it just takes on a whole life of its own as well.
Oh.
Because you're looking at every single person. It almost feels like some of them are representations of some of the songs on the album.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that was like a intention, definitely, was to, on the front and the back, was to rap like lyrics or, like at the time there was a different song on the album that was cut. And so there's like a reference to a song that never came out too. But that was, I don't know, I personally really like that sort of stuff.
Yeah. They're like little Easter eggs that you can find
little
in there.
details that you can find.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like that too.
I think the funniest one, because a lot of people have conspiracies about the cover of the album. I don't know if you've looked on Reddit, but a lot of people think that there is a blonde girl taking a selfie. A lot of people really think that is Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh, I can confirm that that is not Sabrina Carpenter. I don't think we could have afforded the day rate. No,
Not
no
even for the
way.
hour.
No, that would have been in the budget.
I know, seriously. That would have been the album cover, and everyone
Yeah.
would have been so confused.
Yeah.
Now you're in the middle of this tour.
Yeah.
That's been really great. I think
great.
what sold out for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah. It's sold out. It's great.
That's amazing. Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that.
Thanks so
Of
much.
course. And you have your friends Post Animal with you.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
How has it been having them on the road with you?
It's great. We've talked about doing this for a long time, and I kind of was leaving that band just as they were starting their tours and kind of like really getting out there and going across the country. So this has been for me on the bucket list for a long time, and it's great. We have also two of the Wes and Javi, both who play in Post Animal, are also in our band. So
Oh, double duty.
they are
Working
the real.
hard.
They're the real heroes of this tour.
I love it. Why aren't we talking to them then, Joe? Why?
Bring them in. Bring them in.
And I also recently heard you're back on their next album called Iron in July.
Yeah.
How is it creating with them again?
Fantastic. We just we're hanging out in New York. I think they were playing a show, and we were, yeah, we all just kind of. It was getting close to the. I think now it's been 10 years, or this summer it'll be a 10-year anniversary for recording this album that we did called When I Think of You in a Castle. And we were like, oh, we should do something like that again. It'd be really fun. We like went away, and so we did the same thing with this one. We went to Bloomington, and the six of us just wrote songs like we used to write songs, and it was a labor of love. It was like, making music just to really make music. So it was fun.
Very cool.
It was really fun.
To have like a summer camp kind of vibe where you're all just hanging out.
Everybody's playing everything. Everybody has a bunch of different songs, making dinners together. It was great.
That sounds pretty amazing. I'd love to be a fly on that wall. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was great. It was really fun.
One last thing. I'm curious, what are you looking forward to after touring?
I'm going to have to be forced not to continue to work because I am addicted to it. I love having a project. I love but there's going to be a balance. Hopefully we'll get to spend a lot of time. I have 3 amazing nieces, and I would love to spend some time with them and my family. And then maybe take a trip or something just for me, not like a working trip, but like plan something and go and have a swim somewhere.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, I really hope you get to do that
Thank you.
for yourself. And I really appreciate you taking time to hang out with us today.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. High five.
Appreciate it.